Basic physics. If all or a significant part of the stall strip is missing on an airplane wing, a likely result will be asymmetrical lateral control at or near stall angles of attack. The temperature to which humid air must be cooled at constant pressure to become saturated is called dew point. If both the volume and the absolute temperature of a confined gas are double, the pressure will not change. An airplane wing is designed to produce lift resulting from positive air pressure below the wing's surface and negative air pressure about the wing's surface along with the downward deflection of air. What force must be applied to roll a 120-pound barrel up an inclined plane 9 feet long to a height of 3 feet? Disregard friction, 40 pounds. A wing with a very high aspect ratio in comparison with a low aspect ratio wing will have increased drag at high angles of attack. The boiling point of a given liquid varies directly with pressure. Which of the following Newton's first law of motion, generally termed the law of inertia? Every body persists in its state of rest or of motion in a straight line unless acted upon by some outside force. The purpose of stall strips on airplane wings is to prevent stall in the areas of installation. An engine that weighs 350 pounds is removed from an aircraft by means of a mobile hoist. The engine is raised 3 feet above its attachment mount, and the entire assembly is then moved forward 12 feet. A constant force of 70 pounds is required to move the loaded hoist. What is the total work input required to move the hoist? 840 foot-pounds. How much work input is required to lower, not drop, a 120-pound weight from the top of a 3-foot table to the floor? 360 foot-pounds. The speed of sound in the atmosphere is most affected by variation in which of the following? Ambient temperature. What is absolute humidity? The actual amount of water vapor in a mixture of air and water. Which of the following statements are correct? When the collected pitch control lever is raised, the blade angle of all the rotor blades increase uniformly, and they create the lift that allows the helicopter to take off vertically. The desired effect of using winglets on an aircraft wingtips is to increase the lift to drag ratio. The speed of sound in the atmosphere changes with a change in temperature. If the volume of a confined gas is double without the addition of more gas, the pressure will, assume the temperature remains constant, it will remain the same. Which statement concerning heat and or temperature is true? Temperature is measure of the kinetic energy of the molecules of any substance. Which atmospheric condition will cause the true landing speed of an aircraft to be the greatest? High temperature with high humidity. Which is the ratio of water vapor actually presented in the atmosphere to the amount that will be presented if the air were saturated at the prevailing temperature and pressure? Absolute humidity. Which condition is the actual amount of water in a mixture of air and water? Absolute humidity. Aspect ratio of a wing is defined as the ratio of the wingspan to the mean core. Which of the following is not considered a method of heat transfer? Diffusion. The purpose of aircraft wing dehydral is to increase lateral stability. If the fluid pressure is 800 psi in a 1.5-inch line supplying an actuating cylinder with a piston area of 10 square inches, the force exerted on the piston will be 8,000 pounds. Which will weigh the least? 35 parts of dry air, and 65 parts of water vapor. The main rotor system on a helicopter is classified in 3 groups. Which of those listed is not one of these groups? The flexible beam rotor system. If a double-acting actuated cylinder in a 3000 psi system has a piston with a surface area of 3 square inches on the extension side and a rod with a cross-section area of 1 square inch attached to the piston on the other side, approximately how much force will the actuator be able to produce when retracting? 6,000 pounds. Under which condition will the rate of flow of a liquid through a metering orifice or jet be the greatest, all other factors being equal? On meter pressure 17 psi, meter pressure 5 psi, atmospheric pressure 14.7 psi. In physics, which of the following factors are necessary to determine power? Force exerted, distance moved, and time required. If the temperature of confined liquid is held constant and its pressure is tripled, the volume will remain the same.